Happy day, happy day, happy day for you, happy day for you, happy day for you. Ladies and gents, here we are in the show. We're still stuck on show 250, and this will be the chapter 16. As you may recall, in chapter 15, I went back to my homeboys in New York, did my drugs, did some synthetic peyote, which is called masculine, and it centered my soul and cleansed me from all the brainwash of the Children of God Family International, founded by David Berg, alias Moses David. So I did my thing in New York, and then I discovered the beauty of independent missionary. I was liberated. I started witnessing left and right, and God blessed me financially, and I was meeting so many beautiful people, and I realized that God and God's service is not limited or to a cult or any group or any religion or any denomination. It's free. And you can invent your own way. Do it your way. Like Frank Sinatra said, I did it my way. So that's the story with that. And so I found my liberation. And God even baptized me with a name called Solomon, meaning rebellion against organized religion and hypocrisy and freedom. So that's exactly what I did. Okay? So, as you may recall. And then came a moment in New York there where I was really doing great, and the beginning of my independent missionary work, and witnessing to people like me, sinners, drug addicts, dope addicts, alcoholics, sinners of the worst sort. I've committed every sin there is, except I never fornicated with my mom, my sister, or I never was really liked children very much. So those are the three sins that I'm not guilty of, but I'm guilty of just about everything else. And that's why I reach out to sinners. I'm like Jesus. I have faith in sinners. Jesus came for sinners. He didn't come for the righteous, for the self-righteous, Pharisees, hypocrites, religious hypocrites. Anyway, I left New York and on my way to Miami to go visit my folks for a spell. And that's where I met this beautiful girl, this New Jersey bombshell, man. She was blonde and blue eyes, whiter than snow. Not that means anything, but it's all in the heart, and it's all pink inside. Anyway, so I met her. We fell in love, man, in love, and look at life. It's so coincidental and so radical. I mean, she had been in the same cult of the Children of God Family of Love International, founded by David Berg, Moses David. She had been in the same cult, and she had been abused sexually, because she was in a commune in California where there were most male members and only her and another sister. And man, they were treating them like rag dolls, man. Come on, bitch. I'm next, They were abusing them, sexually in the name of Jesus. Hey, the Lord's going to get angry, You better give it up. Do it for Jesus. Because they had this thing, that sex, Christ, achievement of Christ and salvation through sex. That's nice. So anyway, so we fell in love, man. Me and this girl from New Jersey, and we went down to Miami together, and then we had the idea of going to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, you say in Spanish, but in English you say Puerto Rico. We're talking English here, so I ain't going to be going like, no, Puerto Rico. No. I'm going to say Puerto Rico. So we went down to Puerto Rico, me and this lovely woman that God gave me, the blessing of my life. I needed that so bad. I needed love. I found love on a two-way street and lost it on a lonely highway. I found love on a two-way street and lost it on a lonely highway. That was me. Anyway, so we got to Puerto Rico, and me and her, we really clicked. We did missionary work, just us, our own way, preaching, distributing literature, helping people. It was beautiful. We went through a couple of years, I think it was, in Puerto Rico, maybe 2 years doing this. And wonderful work, helping people, doing independent missionary work. She was just like me. She was independent, and we really related. But I'm going to tell you, marijuana smokers, I'm speaking to you directly. Marijuana is a beautiful thing. It's a medicine. I use it sometimes as a nightcap. But I don't like to be stoned anymore. I lived all my life stoned, so I don't like to be stoned anymore, during the day. I do it alone. I don't do it with other people. I don't go out smoking pot together, getting all blasted. I just do it like a personal thing once in a while. It really relaxes me and helps me to sleep beautiful. But I will tell you something that I personally believe, that it's not good for couples, married people or couples, mated people, to smoke marijuana together, like we did on a daily basis, and get stoned all the time together. I think if you smoke marijuana and you want to smoke with somebody else, smoke with somebody that you don't live with. A friend, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or a friend. Smoke. I want to go smoke some weed, but with your mate, with your mate, with your husband, with your wife, it's not good. It kills love. It does. I mean, it amplifies sexual pleasure. I ain't saying it don't. Marijuana totally amplifies sexual pleasure. But I think it kills love, because we were smoking a lot besides serving the Lord, and our love started to die, man. Marijuana does stress. It's supposed to be for stress, but it can stress you out too, And I mean, I don't know if I should blame the marijuana, but our love started to go downhill. Arguments, incompatibility, things. I don't know. Things started to come up in the wash, and we ended up getting separated. But it was good because the relationship was self-destructive. I mean, it wasn't good for neither of us. It started becoming like poison. It's like, there's a word I'm trying to think, but it wasn't good, So we ended up splitting up. My grandma, she's Puerto Rican. She's in heaven now with Jesus, sitting next to Jesus on the right hand of the throne of Christ. She sits. She was an angel, Hortensia. And my grandma Hortensia, she had a house in Puerto Rico and San Juan, and so I ended up going there, for when I broke up with this girl, and stayed with my grandma. Because I love Puerto Rico. I mean, it was also, I continued doing my independent missionary work, publishing pamphlets, going to neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods, and reaching out to sinners and drug addicts and stuff. Hey, that started in Bayshore, New York with Solomon, and that continued till today. I'm talking to you like 50 years later, I'm still at it. 50 years later of independent missionary work, I am still at it. The same method, reaching out to drug addicts, reaching out to sinners like me. Not with self-righteousness, not with religion, not offering a church, offering direct communication with God, a direct relationship with God, and do it your own way, setting people free. Okay. So I'm still at it, and I was doing that in Puerto Rico alone because we split up with this girl. But I met people. I made friends and had people in my life along the way, even some believers, and stuff. And it was nice. It was beautiful. But, at that point, sitting in that house in Puerto Rico, I realized that I never wanted to get fooled again. We won't get fooled again. I did not want to get fooled ever again by no fucking false prophet. David Berg or Ezekiel 34, anybody. I did not want to get fooled again by some false pastor or some false group or cult. I said, no, I know what I'm going to do, because I know that part of the Bible that I liked the best was the words of Jesus. I don't believe in the Apostle Paul. I am against the Apostle Paul. I think he said some wonderful things, but on the other hand, he was contradicting God. He was contradictory to Jesus. He was a Pharisee. So the only part that I liked was Jesus. So guess what I started to do in my grandma's house? I embarked on a memorization. I shit you not. I started to memorize all the words of Jesus, starting with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I wanted to memorize every single word, the red letters that Jesus said, so that nobody can give me any kind of bullshit or think that I'm some kind of fool like some of these pastors do. We're coming back with show chapter 17 to see what happens in Puerto Rico with the words of Jesus. I love you.